Hey yo, hey, how's everybody doing?
Hey, welcome everybody to the podcast, the H Town Podcast, a hometown podcast. Yours truly, Edwin Cruz, Michael Monroe, and your boy Jose. We are missing Danny and we are missing Johnny, but we just want to say welcome to the show.
We are Hometown Podcast.
Hi, my name is Michael, and I'm a Pisces.
Yeah, yeah. My name is Jeff.
How you guys doing tonight?
Hey, man, I couldn't. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I couldn't. I
Everything's
mean, it's
going
such. Yeah, man. God is good. I'm kicking it with amazing people, so I can't complain.
kicking it with the homies from way back in the day in high school. You know what I mean? We had a good night tonight. Went out, had some dinner, came back home, got on a call with the homies, and now we're testing this Mike 213.
For
Money
real.
Mike, what you wanna add?
Have you ever guys been to the Worcester Public Market?
You mean the new public market?
Yeah, right on Kelly Square or Kelly Roundabout Rotary.
Yes, sir.
They,
I've driven by it.
I went for the first time today. They have some fire tacos there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They
I've
have
heard
some
there's.
very good birria tacos there, and they also have some
That's what I had,
fish.
but I forgot the consomme.
You forgot what the consomme?
The consomme.
Oh, that consomme, huh?
Yeah, I've driven by it, but I heard nothing but good things. The food there, just everything that's happening in Woodtown, actually.
Shout out Wu Town.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
they're building that baseball stadium there, so it's probably going to be like outside of Fenway for the whole area.
That's awesome.
Because think that's where all the clubs we would go to when we were like 18 are right there.
right, right.
Cool, cool.
I had food at this little joint on that strip, and it was basically I forget, but I don't know if you guys have been, but it has all the superheroes on the wall. I don't know if you guys have been to that spot. They sell burgers. I think it's known for its burgers. Does that sound
Yeah,
familiar
no,
to anybody?
yeah, I know what you're saying.
All
On
right,
Canal
where
Street?
on one of those streets.
Uh,
Yeah.
Shout out to Woodtown. Shout out
Shout
to
out Wu
Danny and
Town.
Michael
Shout out Wu Town.
Monroe, residents of such a beautiful town.
You know
A
it.
city. Is it a city now?
It's a city. It's a
Oh,
city.
all
It's
right, all
always
right.
been a city.
it's been a probably since like 1850. Framingham is a city now. It used to be like the largest
Oh,
town
that's
in
probably
America.
was.
Now it's a
Yeah,
town.
that's probably
I
the
mean,
one I
it's
was thinking about. So
Yes, sir.
test and mic check 1 2. Michael, I think you're still coming in low, bro. I don't know why.
Low. I think he's coming in a little bit hot. So Michael,
well, I just this is duality of being a Pisces. I'm high and
so Michael, why don't you
all the zodiacs put together. That's one.
I didn't even understand what he said. Hey, Michael.
You said, Michael, why don't you tell the people?
I can barely
What
hear.
do you want me to tell the people?
Tell the people how you feeling about this project, and how this project came to be about in your life.
and your opinion on the project? Let's get it.
Let's do it.
Well, let's see. Was at work at 4 o'clock in the morning, and my good friend Jose messaged me on Facebook, and he was, "I've been thinking about you lately." And when Jose usually messages me, you usually want something, you know.
That's probably the consensus of everybody. Just so you know.
I'm pretty
But
sure Jose
anyways, I digress.
felt that. But
So
Say
he's
that
like,
again, Edwin.
I'm like, sure, what do you want to talk about? He's like, just our life to help the little kids. And I told him, Money Mike's about the children.
Yo, but
And that's in my feelings.
in my defense, right, Michael? This conversation didn't just start a couple months ago. I think this is something that started years ago, but I think finally some enlightenment came into my life. To be honest with you, and probably just the fear, uh, the fear went away, and kind of just got the courage to do what I think
Yeah, I understand.
I
I was,
felt that I had to do.
yeah, I feel you. I always been just hesitant, procrastination. You know.
Yeah, for sure. But I feel that, just how everything came to be about, right? I think as soon as I mentioned the idea, or what I was feeling in my heart, um I think you were at a similar point too, right? Like you were brewing some ideas or some desires in regards to a project.
Yeah, yeah. I always have ideas. Um, I'm always thinking of things to do. I just never do it. I have a million ideas of things to do that maybe one day I'll do some of them. Some of them I think are good ideas, and then revise it in like a month or two, and it's just not as good. But
Yeah.
And I think
I'm
what
just go, Edwin.
Sorry, it was the Michael Jose
Speak,
for a
Edwin.
second.
I
Well,
think
no, he told me to ask about me. I didn't know we were talking about Edwin. I thought that was yesterday.
Edwin,
no,
tell
no.
us
All I was
how
gonna
this
say
came
was
about to be in your life.
all I was gonna say was I think that you both bring up procrastination, and I think all of us can really relate to that. We always procrastinate in certain
Hey,
aspects of our lives, and we may all have certain good ideas, or ideas that need to be revised, or ideas that just need to that need to come out, and allow others to view those ideas and hear those ideas, and maybe guide us and point us into the correct direction. You know what I mean? So, but
hey,
Mike, take it over. Go ahead.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, right? Isn't that the whole slogan, right? Just to
Talk.
just about anything,
What
or
you want to talk
just real stuff. Procrastination for one of the things where we're just talking about lightly for now,
Yes, sir.
lightly.
We got our
Um,
first special guest.
about?
oh, there we go. What's her name again?
That's a
Lily.
nice cat.
Lily, shout out Lily right here.
Did you say
All
Willie?
Lily.
Is that a
Lily,
Maine
Lily.
Coon? Is that a Maine
Liliana.
Coon cat?
That is a Chihuahua.
That's Liliana.
Yes, sir. But no, but for real, I think I guess to add my little sense in it, you know, when Jose came to me about this idea a couple months ago now, it was something that I definitely thought would help those around, or help those that probably have been in my situation or are going through the situations that I went through when I was younger. We as we grow older, we have a lot of knowledge and expertise and wisdom that we definitely like to share, and you know let other people know that we've been through what they're going through, and we just talk in real life. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Hey, real talk though, Edwin. What did you think about the? First of all, just in reality, right? Real talk. What did you think when I approached you, or when I reached out to you? Because I think one of the things that I gotta say, right, is like Michael said it, right? Like I usually reach out to people, and it's probably because I have like a specific conversation to have with them, right? And I think that's one of the things that I want to talk about, or that I feel that I've put people on hold or in the back burner for a long time, and I was hesitant to reach out to people, or to like approach people. And there's been a few people that I've stayed in touch with over the years. And but what did you really think, like real talk, when
Yeah,
Jose, somebody that you went to school with, and somebody who you didn't really necessarily have a conversation with every single day, just like many of our friends, right? Many of the people that we
yeah,
went to school with,
yeah,
um, which is really the whole right, like the direction of where we want to go is to build this community that we have been part of a community since for a long time or whatever.
yeah. So, as anyone would, whenever you hear from someone who you haven't really spoken to for a long time, or they come out of the blue, and I'm not gonna lie, when you presented the opportunity, or this idea, I took a little step back and was like, oh, like, what is this gonna be about? And then we all kind of started a brainstorm, and we kind of got on a chat, and and we all just kind of went straight 100 into it, real life. But I will say this, even though this is probably the most we've all spoken to each other, or even seen each other, or communicated in the last 10, 12 years. It's definitely something that it's pretty easy to do, grasp, and attain again from when you were younger. So, like, Michael, myself, and Jose, we all went to the same high school. We all hung out ever since we were, yay young.
Yeah.
Before we was little bad boys and everything. Um, but
Yo,
it's like,
Michael's still a bad boy.
even though even though it's been 10 years, it's like it really never stopped. You know what I mean? Like, there's not that weird awkward phase where I could be like, oh, I haven't talked to this for, we kind of just all jumped right into it. And I think that definitely shows the relationship that we all once had, and the bond that we continue to have, even as grown men. And Mike, what do you feel? How do you feel?
Yeah.
Um,
Michael, put your microphone down a little bit. Tiny bit, tiny bit.
like this.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. You know what? To go on what Edwin said about us not really talking for 12 years, I kind of stayed in contact with both of you over the last time. I visited Jose a couple times in Maine.
Right, right. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Um, I played ball with Edwin like a couple years ago back at Memorial Beach, him and his wife.
Yes, sir.
I didn't
Snatch it
really
in.
have that disconnect that a lot of people had.
Yeah, but I guess
So what
Uh,
if you don't
but it
mind
says
me
a lot about us and the way we're communicate that we can just like hop into a conversation, keep it going.
I definitely agree. I think the challenge is gonna be everyone else, right? Like everyone else that we cherish, because I feel like that's where I'm at right now. That I feel like I have nothing but love, and I want to have nothing but love for my community, because I feel this commitment, right? Like whatever it is that's driving me, I feel like, yo, it's been 12 years. 2010, we all graduated that year, or around that year, right? And we've life has been happening to everybody, but I think the biggest hesitation or procrastination or the fear has come from the what if, or what are people gonna say, just like any other idea that we've had or that I've had. And I don't know
yeah,
if you guys can relate to that, right? How is everybody gonna react to this, or like, yo, what's really going on, or are people gonna like take it serious, or even just thinking about it too much has kind of stopped me or limited me in the past from
yeah,
doing anything or from doing a lot of things. Um, but for some reason, I feel like this time around, because there's so many things happening in the world and in our lives, I feel like, yo, if it's any time, it's now. And
yeah,
my fear, or not fear, I wouldn't even want to say fear now, but I think I'm encouraged having you guys on, as a team. Um, but my hesitation is what are people how are people gonna react. But I'm staying faithful, that I feel that, yo, people are gonna get what the real foundation of this project, and what the vision, and what the purpose of this project really is, and that's the community. I don't know what that was.
Well, yeah, there's actually um, what you said about not being accepted in like the community or whatever, everyone looking down on everything. There's actually, not to be too biblical about it, there's a Bible verse about that. Jesus preaching in his hometown and everyone kind of looking as he was Joseph's son. He's a carpenter,
Yeah.
so having that realization that people where you're from, and that's a tricky thing with our podcast because we want to do it for our community, but people who know us won't accept us if we try to expand, or if they do, they might look down at us and all that stuff because they don't see us as what we're trying to be. They see us of what we were. So it's up to us to prove to them what we're becoming.
I like that. I like that. I'd like to also add a little bit of this. You know, at the end of the day, we're not looking for any notoriety, or we're not looking for any type of validation. What we're really trying to do is, like we said,
and,
we're just
and
trying to
that's from a
spread.
humble place also, just to
Yeah,
put that in
yeah,
there.
yeah. So we're just trying to spread, the knowledge or wisdom that we had, and or that we have, and it's not to gain any type of fame. It's not to get any type of any any type of popularity or anything. I guarantee that there's someone out there who we crossed paths back then that probably feels a certain way, and you know, them tuning into something like this, you never know. It might change something. It might make them happier the next day. It's really everyone's interpretation about how they want to take this. But I think for us, it's definitely gonna help. It's gonna one thing that I know that we will all take from this. It's gonna build a bigger, better bond for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that I'd really like to do too is not just the main core where it's myself, Jose, Michael, Johnny, Danny. We'd like to have other people on join here. We'd like to have people who cross paths with us back in the day, who maybe have never met us even before, and they tuned in and they're just like, you all seem very real, or I like to hear what you guys are speaking of. We want to have definitely different other people and personalities join. Um, but I mean, you know, at the end of the day, this is really just a bond of brothers, and you know, it's finally us kind of getting together and making it one.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, to add to that, I think it's just we're at a point that, like, man, like we have nothing to lose, you know. But if anything, just give ourselves back to the community, and
Yes, sir.
um, we're coming out for everybody, really, in the best positive way that I could say that is we're coming for you in the sense of, man, we're on fire for our community to build something, and I feel like it's our goal now. It's our generation to dream and to make something happen. And if we can start anywhere, then let's start with real conversation, and that's the whole essence of this podcast.
And that's why
And
we say, let's talk about it.
let's talk about it. Yo, we should have DJ Edwin, right? You're gonna be the DJ. You gotta have all these noises. Yeah, you gotta have like some kind of like din din din.
I mean,
Hey, let's
I
talk.
gotta get some software that probably assists us with that. But
Right? That would be
um,
sick.
DJ Envy the
you
Bass
know,
Bandit.
yeah.
DJ Edwin, right? It
Uh,
kind of goes a little bit with
MC
Envy,
Money
Edwin.
Mike though. MC Money
Yo,
And Jose's Angela Yee.
this
Mike.
again guy. No,
Villa Nueva Villa Productions.
yo, to be honest with you, and to be honest with you, like I think for me, right, like in a more personal way,
He's
man, like I
retired.
don't even care if I'm in front of the camera or not. But I will say this in regards to the reference to that radio show, right? Having a female or a lady voice would be like ideal right away. But I feel like it's gonna take work for everybody to start wanting or desiring to kind of tap in and plug in and we're willing, right? Like I think we're willing to prove that this is not just that this is from a good place. Whatever it is, we feel very strongly that this is we're in the right direction, whatever is meant to be.
Yes, sir.
This is not just for us, this is not just about us.
Yes,
So
sir. So, guys, with about a minute left, I wanna give each person 20 seconds to tell people why they should tune in. Michael, go ahead.
Why not? Like, what do you have to lose? If it's you're bored at work, you don't want to listen to something, like, why not listen to us? You know us. Why not? That's all I can say.
Keep it simple and to the point. I like that.
What do
That's
you got to
very
lose?
real. Jose, go
Yeah.
ahead.
yo, yeah, I gotta say, man, like we can talk about so many things, but I think that if we're gonna start anywhere, then let's start talking about real conversations, and take it from there, and like Michael said, and Edwin says, what else do you have to lose? um and more than just listening to us, we want to talk about the things that you care about, the things that matter to you as well. And I think we're taking the first step to say, hey, let's start a conversation.
Yes, sir. I definitely agree. Like both of my brothers said, what do you have to lose? Just tune in, see if you like
Cut
it,
off.
see if there's anything that you agree with or that you don't agree with. But you know, we are H Town Hometown
Hey,
Podcast. I'm
let's
Edwin.
I'm Jose.
And I'm Michael. I'm a Pisces.
Let's talk about it.
All right, let's talk about it. We out.
All right.